You are a young adult, just stepping into a brand new world. School is over, people are done planning your life for you. Now you are the master of your own fate. It's a blessing and a curse all at the same time. You are trying your hand at a new job, learning the ropes. Maybe you even finish a degree, but what's next? Is this really what life is supposed to look like until the very end? Waking up early for work, the grind, lunch, more grinding, then home, maybe a hobby or the gym, and then sleep, day in, day out. On one hand, it's good to have a routine. Others can even find a job, especially in today's era where finding something meaningful is genuinely tough. Sometimes you will go out with friends if you are lucky. Usually someone doesn't have time, someone gets sick, or someone just doesn't have the energy. Back in school, we dreamed that as adults we would have all the time in the world after work. No homework, right? Total plot twist, household chores and hobbies takes up more time than you actually have. And honestly, life itself just feels, I don't know, boring. The same activities that used to bring you joy now feel like a sad chore you have to complete. In the best case scenario, they just exist. Nothing special, but nothing terrible either. You don't even delude yourself anymore about finding someone. Years of dating and trying to be in relationships have convinced you that maybe you are not just built for it. Well, I guess someone has to be alone so someone else can be with someone. This is exactly where I have been for a few years now. I'm constantly stressed about time slipping away. I'm always worried that what I'm doing isn't enough, that I could be squeezing more out of the day, that I'm not productive enough. I feel like I have to be doing, creating, and God forbid if I ever have nothing to do. Never relax. Everything must have a reason. Everything must provide value. I think we have fallen into the self-improvement trap. It could mean that instead of gaming all day, I will clean my room, try to learn to draw or hit the gym. But even when I do several things a day, while my friends just keep gaming, being happy and carefree, I still feel like it's not enough. Like I am not enough. And time is running out. Plus, I have this feeling that I'm not really someone important in other people's lives. More like a supporting actor or even just a placeholder. I get it, you can't always be the protagonist, but I like to be important to at least one or two people. Maybe I am, I just don't feel it. At work too, I'm growing, I'm learning, but I constantly feel like I end up here by accident. Imposter syndrome, yeah, that's the fancy term for it. But is it really that, or did I actually just lag my way into a place where I don't belong? Despite years of experience, I still feel like I know too little. Like I'm still a beginner and everyone else knows more and will handle it better. Then again, nobody becomes a master overnight. Sometimes it takes away more years than I have even worked. I try to fight these thoughts, to create positive replacement thoughts. That's what they taught me in therapy, which unfortunately had to be sidelined due to company budget costs. I can't simply afford it right now. And the gym is going okay, but of course, I want results faster. Social media is worse for this. I don't even check Instagram anymore. When I see beginners who have long surpassed my progress because they have better genetics or they are on trend, it just makes me plain sad. But there's no point in comparing yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were in previous years, then you see the progress immediately and there's something to be happy about. I have put alcohol and substance aside. Mentally, I'm doing better, especially since I've been struggling with dissociation for years. I will definitely record a video for you guys about that. It's a weird feeling like you are in a computer game or outside of your own body. But being sober also makes me less likely to go out with friends, so I end up sabotaging my relationships. Look, I'm happy to hang out with homies for 2-3 hours, but longer? When I was drinking, I could sit there until morning, talking and chilling. Without the juice, after a while I feel like I'm wasting time, or like I don't fit in, even though I know I do. 30 is getting closer too. They say age is just a number, but I already feel incredibly old. Constant stress that I might die soon, without achieving something spectacular. My therapist told me it might just be a fear that I will never consider myself a valuable human being. There might be something to that. After all, everyone is valuable just by being who they are. It's easy to apply that to others, but to yourself, we always want to be most from ourselves. Alcohol used to kill those thoughts, or at least mask them, but then they'd come back with double the strength. I'm also constantly afraid of getting seriously ill in my old age. I think I would rather get physically sick than mentally. The constant fear of schizophrenia triggered by the dissociation and paranoia doesn't help. These aren't facts, they are just thoughts. Thoughts you don't have to fuse with. We live in an era of inflation for literally everything: gains, money, achievements. After all, how are you at 25 years old with a job who still lives with his parents, supposed to compete with an 18 years old YouTuber making millions and flying off on a vacation every other week, while you might go to the mountains once a year? It makes you want to quit. And you want to change it. You keep pushing forward, you develop yourself, and it's beautiful, but it still feels too slow. And the results don't bring joy because, of course, we compare ourselves to the giants. If we looked at the people around us or followed people in our situation, that stress would probably vanish. After all, those at the very top are a tiny, tiny percentage, but they are the ones you see the most. This was supposed to be a video about midlife crisis for a young adult, but it turned out into outpouring of depressive thoughts and the urge to find them. But isn't that exactly what the crisis is? Anyway, things are better now. I used to live with the thought that in the future I will finally be in a good position and now should just be skipped. I'm glad that thanks to therapy I started focusing on today, trying to live in the now instead of in a future that might be different than I expected. Hell, in the old days, I was just wanting for my next tattoo appointment because I felt that being inked was the only thing I actually had control over. Maybe one of these YouTube channels will work out. I'm glad you guys want to listen to my rambling, even with this funny Polish accent. What about you? How are you feeling? Do you also feel like it's too late for everything? That you are moving too slowly and that you are not enough? Let me know. The thought that many people feel the same may be comforting. We are enough, no matter what. It's just that thoughts, not facts, trying to tear us down. This was your boy, the bald one. Stay safe. Today was a bit more on the sad side than the annoying side. Cheers.